first off, thanks for taking the time, and what a day. Just let me know. Just tell me about this experience and what's going to happen in nearly 20 years to the day of starting a new Hall of Fame.
Well, Andy, as you mentioned, 20 years to the day, December 17th, 1999, I started a Hall of Fame for professional wrestlers, and packed that up on January of 2016 and sent it to Wichita Falls, Texas. And that was McGurchel territory, and just thought that it would be a good area, central USA, and that type of stuff. But being away from it, I got a little melancholy and stuff. And I was talking to a guy named Craig Bradley in Scotland, and he left me a nice message. And he told me that he started a Hall of Fame in Scotland because of what I did here in the U.S. I was really proud and humbled by it, and it made me start thinking. And then I got also received an award from the Cauliflower Alley Club,
Yep. Hmm.
and that was like, it's the best club in the world for
Yeah.
wrestling, best organization that they are. So then I was just thinking, that hit me. And then a person came up to me named Mike Lanuto, who introduced me to somebody named Seth Turner, and they started talking about the Wrestling Hall of Fame and this and that and everything. And I started putting two to two together. I go, God's hitting me here with come back out of retirement. And also, international guy called me. I'm thinking to myself, well, maybe I can make an international Hall of Fame to where maybe like Canada can have one, Mexico can have one, Australia can have one. And I said, I'm going to try to do this. And so when we talked to Seth Turner, Seth decided that he would take the challenge on and fill out all the paperwork and do all the stuff necessary for that, which he's actually an educated man, and it was easier for him to do that.
Right.
And and today, after all his hard work and everything, we were informed that they approved, the Board of Regents in New York State approved our charter for International Professional Wrestling Hall of Fame. And the internet, my telephone, news outlets have just blown up. The people must be wanting it, especially on the East Coast here, because when we moved away, they were kind of melancholy a little bit that the fact that they didn't have a place to go to every third week in May. But maybe we could change that, because we're going to do a fundraising dinner in the third week of May in 2020 to try to raise some funds so we could start opening up bank accounts and start getting our not-for-profit status and things like that. But we're also going to be shopping Capital District area and stuff like that for different towns and villages to see if there's a unique place for International Professional Wrestling Hall of Fame as an attraction for them, and to see whether or not they have any industrial development money that they may want to help us with. So we're going to be putting that out relatively soon.
Wow. And Tony, what a day it is today. And, I'm going to catch up with you more in the coming days, and talk about, some of the changes and some of the things that will be coming, and some of the, the trends that will be happening with the Hall of Fame. For you, on a personal level, proud to call you a friend, always. And what what was going through your mind when this finally came true? That hey, we're doing this again.
Well, I was happy and I shook my head at the same time, because I know how much work it is to put something like this together. You must understand that when I first did this, there was no playbook. There's nobody to tell you how to do this because it was never done before. When I first started doing this, we had to go against $1 billion corporation, and it was very difficult. And I didn't have a name out there. So it wasn't like I could just call somebody. So I knew the work involved. and I knew a lot of doors are going to shut in your face and stuff. Well, 20 years later, and getting a wonderful lifetime achievement award from the Cauliflower Alley Club, I said to myself, you know something, you've got a reputation now in this industry. You haven't been doing it for 5 years. You kind of miss it a little bit. Maybe I can come back in a grander scale. Let's try an international one. Let's see if I can be the nucleus for halls of fame for these great wrestlers in their own countries, and maybe make like a collage of us all,
Yeah.
and connection of us all, that we can all work together and make this a great a bond between all these wrestlers in their halls, visit each other's halls and stuff like that. So that's kind of like went through my head. I know I've got a lot of work ahead of me, but I kind of like it. I think I can do this. No, I know I can do this, and I'm just going to move ahead with it and see where it takes me, because I'm absolutely starting with nothing again. And it's just a challenge to every time that you receive something, you know that you've achieved. And I just can't wait for that opportunity to come my way. And today was the day that they told me that you're in the race, and the gun just went off. And so let's see how you make out in another year or so. Because I'm telling you right now, Andy, 12 months from now will be a lot different.
Right. Yeah, no doubt about it. And Tony, we want to say thank you for talking with us. I'm going to start writing this up before 6. And thanks for taking the time to talk to me. And it's great to hear you again. And it brings back, it almost feels like it's 2007, 2008 again, where we spent a lot of those weekends up there, whether it was cleaning windows or doing vacuuming, or it didn't matter what it was. You did it for the benefit of everybody else to come in and walk through those doors.
Yeah, people always thought that when they came to the hall, they would see Hulk Hogan. They didn't understand how many gallons of Windex was used, or how many hours of vacuuming there was. And thank God for someone like you that really freed me up a lot, and I appreciate that.
Well, thank
I
you.
wish you all the best.
Thank you, Tony. And hey, let's catch up again really soon, and I'll send you the links later on tonight when this is all ready to rock and roll.
All right, stay in touch. Kiss the baby for me,
I
and
will.
good luck to you, buddy.
Yeah, and Merry Christmas too. Happy holidays, my man.
Yeah, same to you.
Thanks, Tony.
All right.
Congratulations.
Bye, Andy.